Cabaret a go-go as Todd's Cabaret collection continues. What games should we do tonight? Down here, Bally Midway. Doing a bunch more games, as you can see. And I wanted to show you these 3 games with the black lights on, because one of the games, look at this. Isn't that sharp? The black light lights that up. It's pretty neat, huh? Pretty sharp. Pretty sharp considering that's a black and white TV. Let me snap on the overhead lights. I just thought that was really sharp. Now, what I'd like to show you are 3 of the 5 games produced with this style.
What did you say?
Stylish cabinet.
Ooh.
See, they changed it to this stubby one here. Okay, but this was rather unique. The monitor was a little less angle, but it required the picture tube to stick out in the back. But we kind of like these. Now, we got Galaxian. I think that was the first one. I believe SPACE ZAP was the second one. And then Pac-Man was the third. Space Encounters was the fourth. And the last one was Rally X. Oh, I probably got something wrong there. And then they switched over to the next style cabinet. But let's concentrate on these. Now, Galaxian was first, since it's first in line. I acquired this cabinet. It was painted black, and the Galaxian stencil on the side. We do not think there was any other wood grain on the side, and we can't find any flyers or any pictures. So we think this cabinet, in fact, was black, and the Galaxian stencil, just as you see it on the side. Okay? Now, some people say, no, it's not true, it's not, and I say, well, that's what I think. This is the original control panel overlay, which was in pretty good shape, along with the bezel and the marquee. All in very nice shape. And here's the neatest thing, Terry. From what we can see, come back here, Midway stamped the serial numbers right here. This is 159. So I dare say very few of these were made. Now, they did make the upright, as you can see, and they made the cocktail. But there's virtually nothing written. Yeah, let me get my searchlight here, Terry. There's virtually nothing that we could see showing the Cabaret. Isn't that unique? And look, see, we have our hook on the top to hook the wire in. And to save me from bending over, our logic board's been rebuilt with new capacitors. We took all the chips out of the sockets and cleaned them. On the bottom, we have new fuse block. Okay, there's an original manual, and looky there, we have a spare working logic board for our customer. G07 monitor. It's all cleaned and ready to go. Come back up front. Let's look at this little beauty. Let's look at this little beauty. You know, I prefer Galaxian to Galaga. I'm really sorry, but I do. Now, what's nice about all the Bally games of this vintage, they all had a 6x9 speaker. So they could offer a very nice range of sound. Of course, we need a better player. Better player would help, wouldn't it? Really nice game, isn't it? Now, all the games of this vintage, none had lights in the coin slots. I think some vendors did add that. Let's move on. Yes. Let's move on, Terry. SPACE ZAP. I'm moving this aside so you can see this stunning artwork on the side. Look at this. Stephen had to do some touch-up and some matching, but it came out very nice, we think. Isn't that nice? On this side too. See? Look at that screen, and we know this glows. And what makes this extraordinary is the fact that there's no joystick, just these large push buttons. It's pretty neat, huh? And that reacts very easily and well to your gameplay. Look, isn't it nice how they indicated everything up here, rather than actually have a control panel overlay? People said, can you show us the inside? So I promised I would show the control panel. What, alas, is under here? Well, you can see. They use a standard leaf switch joystick, see, to create the action. Heavy-duty buttons, just as Midway's quality work that they always did. A beautiful job they did. And I dare say the only thing wrong with a game like this is the button's yellow over years. I've never seen spare parts for this game. Now I will point something out about SPACE ZAP, because actually in some Wikipedias it's not even listed as their game. Even though it says Midway on it, it was licensed from Gamatron. Some people called it Gamatron, G-A-M-E-A-Tron. Little company only made 8 or 9 games. If you look on Wikipedia, one of the games that they made that I owned called Dam Busters isn't even on the list. So it doesn't exist. But Midway licensed this game program from them, and then they put it into their own board system that you're going to see in the back. Okay, here we are, the back side. The back side of SPACE ZAP. I want to show you some neat stuff about the interior here. Now let's start at the bottom. Look, we got a manual for our customer. Original manual. And look, Terry, the warranty card. SPACE ZAP Mini, model 600. Does it match up? Look, it does. So we know 600 of these were made. Maybe, or could they have added the extra 0? Who knows? Should I send that in? It won't come back. We have a new fuse block there on the bottom. Matter of fact, Kurt was still working on this board here, so we're still going to get this put in tight. I wanted to show you, we put a switcher power supply in. However, there's 1 voltage it needs off this board to help run the monitor. So we recapped the original power supply, although we're only drawing 1 voltage. See, here's the power in, courtesy from the transformer, and just coming out is a ground and the voltage tab. And this is the other unique thing in this game. See this board right here? This is the interface between the logic board and the monitor. The only other time I've seen an interface like that is in Wizard of War. That had a color interface. This is a black and white interface. And if you'll notice right here, we have our mono. It looks like they could have operated stereo because there's another position for another pot. There's a hole up front for another one, but this is just running mono sound. Our little black and white television set here has been recapped with new capacitors. It has a beautiful picture. And we took the cage out and cleaned all the connectors and such. As I said, Kurt's not quite done with it. Doing the final screw downs before we put the back doors on them. Let's go around to the front again. Pretty neat, huh? Hey, come back. Let me show you the gameplay. It's rather bizarre. As a matter of fact, though, Terry, I think to get the best effect on this, I'm going to turn the light off.
Whoa!
Yes. So you can actually see the excitement of SPACE ZAP. Now, by the way, online, they actually had online pictures. Looked like a color screen. But I did all the research I did, showed it was never. Now, see? Wherever the thing appears, you have to fire. Now, at first, it's simple. You don't know which side he's going to appear. You have to have a light touch. I remember somebody actually didn't like the buttons and converted the game. Now, see that? That's worth 2,000 points. Yes, I got it.
Game fix is on.
I'm doing good, Terry. You don't get him too soon, he disappears. He only makes a few passes around. Look at my fingers go.
There's literally one finger on each button.
Oh! Now that's blowing up. Didn't like that, did it? Looks like it's peeing on me. Look, I'm at 38.5.
High score.
Well, when you turn it,
yeah.
Don't be nasty.
For the first 5 minutes.
I'm up to 49,000, young lady.
Oh my gosh.
Oh!
I bet I could do far better than this.
I don't think so, young lady. You're going to have a couple more days to play it, because the game gets picked up in a couple days, and you're never going to see Space Zap again, as long as you live.
Unless you buy it back.
Yeah. Well, the good news is I did qualify for a free, I think it's 75,000 actually. Let's see if I can get a free guy. I may have set it lower.
At first I thought you meant the game, 75,000. I was like, you're qualified for it.
I'd be curious if anybody has seen color monitor version of this. Now that means I'm really dead. Oh gosh. New high.
Game over.
What do you think? Isn't that sharp though? Really nice. A nice piece. And of course it's just very simple scoring. 250, 500 points, and 2,000 points. Let me turn the light back on and we're going to do game number 3.
Rally X.
Rally X.
That hurt my eyes.
Now, of course, you have seen Rally X, the full-size one. And this is our wood grain version. The mini. And, Terry, how many do you think they made, young lady? Let's look.
Maybe, I don't know, 1,000?
458. Not many. Not many. New power supply in there. Logic board is all working right. That's difficult to get that logic board. Boy, I'll tell you. They're hard to get working, but once you get them working, they're good. And our Geo7's been recapped, the new flyback. We put the flyback in a few years ago. This came out pretty nice. I think we've had this. This is one of the first minis I had done, Terry, a long time ago. And it still remains very popular today. This was the first game that offered a bonus rack. and background music. I mentioned that in the other videos. So it was a landmark first game, and the board set looks similar to Galaga. Probably not as complicated, but and a catchy little tune. If you look right here, there's still a sticker with the copyright. You see the little copyright thing on that?
Let's try to zoom in on that. There you go.
It's actually a piece of like Scotch tape that's stuck on the monitors, the television set. Oh, crap. Junk.
I guess you didn't get the high score on that.
Didn't get the high score on that. Well,
It's playing by itself.
it's all automatic. I'm doing pretty good, aren't I? Uh-oh, he's catching up. Oh! Boom, bang, as they say.
Was it autoplay? Looks like you would.
Anyway, they do have this in the iCade, you know, that multi-cade game. But what they do, they orient it so this square is down at the bottom, and then the maze is laid on the top. So they were able to make it and put it into the multi-cade part of the 60 games. Very clever idea, because it is a really good game, and to be able to play it on the multi-cade, you have a card-themed game. Pretty nice. Well, very soon you're going to be seeing Pac-Man, Junior Pac-Man, which was a kit to convert your Rally X or your Pac-Man. Actually, no, I'm sorry, just your Pac-Man. Junior Pac-Man was a kit to convert your Pac-Man. I guess in '83, came with a glass and a monitor bezel and an overlay. But it looks like our game only has the top, so I'm not sure what happened to the rest of it. But that's on its way. And then the Space Encounters, which is really nice. All coming. But guess what? We got all these games at the shop. We got to head back over, Terry. Let's go on over there and we'll finish up there.
Hi. Didn't know you had the camera.
Kurt, don't you know how to play this? You're just firing randomly.
I get the 10,
Will you get the 10 extra?
the bonus, which I messed up already. If you hit these, if you hit those colors at the same time, it's so clear. I didn't think it was
What's
on there.
brand new?
If you,
One of our beautiful overhaul jobs is when we replace the glass.
if you do the greens and the reds and the whites, does it matter?
Yes, a new color order.
really?
Look, you can get all those bonus shots. Well, you got some bonus. This game is loaded with treats, and plus you can turn the music off
Thank
just
God.
by. Thank you.
So much.
You can see they're worth more points. The bottom row is 10 points. You're supposed to spell bonus in order. And you can't get to a new rack unless you get rid of all those things.
I have to adjust the cardboard a little bit more. Can't see the shots.
Let's see. Oh, gosh. Oh! Kurt, come back here.
One more. One more.
You didn't have to put your hand in there, Kurt.
If I drop it, you'll cry like a woman.
Can you turn the light on? I want to show...
There's a light right here.
Okay, we'll use this light.
Yes.
Okay. I want to show people what we did in this glorious machine.
Carefully on good side.
4,600. Now, Kurt, I'm
There's-
not... Oh, this?
Yeah.
You thought I was going to,
Yeah.
like, do something like this?
Yeah. It'd be funny.
It was different. I never used the...
You're about to find out.
All right, look. Bob Roberts now sells a cap kit for this flyback. Okay?
Nice shirt, by the way.
No, I mean, Kurt, I
Same
can't.
spots.
It's a working man's shirt.
They're the same spots from a month ago.
No, Kurt, they don't
Video
wash out. They
1042.
don't wash out. Oh, Kurt, you're upsetting me. This is our newest video now. We're up to 11 something now, right? 1172. Anyway, look. Let's look here. New capacitors that you can buy. You really have to rebuild this because it has the amplifier on it too. There's nothing wrong with this board once you get the new caps in it. The power comes through this cable and plugs in here. If you're testing these boards, you can actually see if you got a picture simply by plugging in your power and your monitor back here. And if you get a picture on the screen, then you can worry about the other connectors. So just a little word of advice. Now, I want to show you something about this board. This is what they call the dual game board, the VIC. Now, earlier Sega games before this only had one row of ROMs. There's actually two. There's one row here and one row here, and there's two processors. Now, you're going to see some dual boards that I'm going to get where one row of chips is head-on and one row of chips is Invinso, or head-on and deep scan. I have some of those in my collection, and you'll be seeing them pretty soon. Really nice stuff. Now, in the case of that, there's two soundboards. There's the head-on soundboard and then the Invinso soundboard, and that's what this extra connector's for. See this one here? So that's what they would use the extra connector for if you had a dual, two different games in it. In this case, Carnival actually uses every single one of these ROMs. And if we combined all of these ROMs into a Hallmark greeting card that plays Happy Birthday, that's about the same amount of memory there is. Not much, but boy, the board runs great. Now, one word of advice, you should definitely reflow solder on all of the header pins, every single one, even the unused ones, and you don't have to worry about it. And the same holds true for the soundboard. The sounds are in this board, okay, and this has the music track. Now, aggravation of this game. You want to know what the aggravation is? These stupid plugs are not marked. Okay, the plugs have random garbage written on them. So, before you unplug the game, assign a letter to the wood, like there's D, and we have D written in the back on this board plug. Okay? So, when you have the board in place, you can't screw it up. So, see, there's G, F, E, okay? And then you'll know what's not used. Now, this one here, A, is right up front. We didn't have to do anything with that, so that was up front.
A is right up front.
Right up front. That's your power in. Okay?
You want to try it?
I'm exhausted. The 4600 chassis has all new caps in it. Okay, so all the capacitors. To do it though, you actually have to pull the chassis out. This is the biggest pain in the rear end chassis to take apart, but it's a great chassis. And I think I can count on one hand how many flybacks have gone bad. It's got a hefty flyback transformer that never goes bad.
Great.
Not bad, huh, Curdy?
Great.
Thank you. I'm
Is that
glad
it?
you agree.
Done?
No, we have to show the other games going out on the big corporate rental. Remember? Oh.
Did you want to try this? Try it?
You just played it.
But you didn't play it.
I don't know if I... Alright, now look. Okay. Oh, I want to get that thing right there. I only got 3. Every time you shoot, remember, every time you shoot, you lose. Alright, let's hit that B. Right, that's the B. What are you doing?
It didn't work.
Kurt, are you trying to upset me? I'm trying to spell bonus, and you got me all in a dither.
Come on, do it.
I can't now. The duck's gonna eat all my crap. It's getting faster, Kurt. There, I got the O.
Nice job.
I hate you.
Look at the mess you made here. Oh my god. Alright, next. Squawk. Is that your wife? What is that noise?
Kurt! Alright, this is going. As a matter of fact, the last thing we have to do, Kurt, we have to put the lights in here. Okay, so that's the last thing this needs is lighted coin slots. This is going on the corporate rental on 25 cents a play. Look at this gorgeous picture. Medium res picture monitor. Fluorescent light also lights the IT. And the other nice thing I like about this cabinet, it slides out. I could do my works in a drawer.
And you will.
And works in a drawer TV design for ease of service.
I did. Nice new fat power supply with big fat fan. Okay?
Does it say Todd Tuckey on there?
Look, Kurt. The hard drive's missing.
Where'd it go?
It's not there. It's gone. There it is. Our little flash card. No moving parts, Kurt. No clanking hard drives.
Awesome.
Yes.
Next.
Isn't that great? And the last game for tonight. X-Men versus Street Fighter.
I'm gonna show him the shirt. I'm gonna show him.
Now, this is this wonderful board system courtesy of, what's the company? Capcom. Inside here, you know, if it's nice and clean, you know, I guess we should go in the back. This is the 7000. This is, somebody had this thing all hodgepodge. We have everything wire tied nice and neat. This is the system that has the famous suicide battery in it. Okay, inside. So what we do is we take that board apart and we, Chris solders in a new lithium battery, lasts 5 or 6 years without taking the old battery out yet. And then he takes the old battery out. So it never loses the power. Clever, huh? And we put a nice fat one in that lasts at least 5 or 6 years.
Is it a Todd Tuckey battery?
So we're going to say, what do we do in 5 years? Let me tell you something. I don't care.
Wow.
Yes, I do.
You should.
I do.
Is that it?
No, I'm going to show you what's coming. Hard Body is coming. Battlezone Mini is coming. Look. Super Zaxxon's coming. Look over here. Blueprint. What's that?
Mars.
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 Mars. No, that's not Mars.
Is that Mars?
What is that? Mayday.
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 Mars.
Mayday. Okay. Look what else is coming. The only Super Pac-Man Cabaret I've ever seen. And this is the dumbbell working in the game. Oh yeah. ASTEROIDS DELUXE.
Hi, Frank.
Space Invaders. Cabarets. The last Tato Cabaret in the world. The brightness has to go up.
Nobody's asking for you. Go away.
You can't talk to me that way.
Don't trip over the monitor.
I own the place.
It'll be fine. Shit.
Okay, and the last game, by the way, in our corporate rental is this little beauty. Area 51. So we're going to get the guns. We got the control panel ready. You can see the T-molding's off. Only TNT takes this kind of care into making sure the machines are perfect in every way. Oh gosh, I just got a thumbs down. People hate us. Now look, does anybody want to buy a nice, clean, working transformer that goes in newer Bally Midway games? It will not work in Spy Hunter. It doesn't have the capacitors. But I'm going to sell that cheap. $25 plus the shipping. And can anybody use a nice picture tube? Just kidding.
Where's that from?
Actually, I don't know, but it's a G07. And there's no burn-in.
Nice.
It's going to be reused. Somebody will go, oh, I forgot to show you on this. Oh gosh, he's going to kill me. I promised the folks at this old game, Kendra, I love that woman. She is there at this old games, and they have made the most beautiful carnival side art on earth. If it wasn't for Kendra and this old game and the guys there, we would be in big trouble. Our customer's going to be very happy. I forgot to point out the red T-molding. The bottom has casters. You know, when Sega made these stupid games, they just put these little crappy little push-in coasters in there. Worthless. So we now have real steel bottom casters in there, bottom leg levers. The cabinet originally was white on Carnival. Somebody said there may have been a run where they had the ground.
I thought that was a wood grain.
Wood grain? Okay.
Sorry.
Anyway, isn't this beautiful? This is one of the premier games to collect. I hated getting rid of my Cabaret. You know, Kurt, I'm so depressed I think I just may fade away. Should I do the fade?
Thank God he's gone.
Good night.
Are you still here?
We're in the yellow pages under amusements.